Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Dingleberry here, and welcome back to the channel. And for today's video, I'm going to be doing some JoJo tier lists. Today, we'll be ranking all the JoJos and all the villains based on how much I like them. Let me clarify, this is not based on their strength, and obviously this is my opinion. If you disagree, leave in the comments. I low-key don't care, but at the same time I do. So yeah, well, let's get straight to it. Alright, first off we got Jonathan Joestar. The OG, the one that started it all. Where would I put him? You know what? Part 1's overhated, but at the same time, the people who do love Part 1, I feel like they love it too much. Jonathan's just your average protagonist, you know? He's your average 80s protagonist. There's not much to him. If you watch the anime, he's only in 9 episodes. I'm pretty sure the manga has like 50 chapters, which isn't really much. You don't really get to know him much. I mean, he's just a chill guy. That's all there is to him, you know? There's not much interesting stuff about him. I'm gonna have to put him at C tier. Alright, now we got Joseph Joestar, the GOAT, one of the best to ever do it, one of the best protagonists to ever do it. I don't think there could be a better JoJo to suit part 2. No one else here would work. It had to be Joseph. Joseph made part 2 great. And it's crazy how Araki went from Jonathan, who was so boring, to then flipping it completely to Joseph straight away. I mean, that shows his improvement as a writer himself, already making the protagonist amazing. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to put him S tier for now. We'll see if anyone beats that. I'm gonna try to get someone at every tier, because that's how a tier list works, you know. It's weird if I put no one at D. I feel like someone has to be everywhere. Well, next we got JoJo, the face of JoJo's, the poster boy, the guy who's in everything, even though he's not, but he's still in everything, you know. While writing part 8, you get some JoJo fan art. You get JoJo fan art in everything, every single part. He's basically referenced in it. But as a character, he's just how would I say this? He's an edgelord, you know. He's that cool character. He's like Ichigo. He's a delinquent, you know. He's definitely better than Jonathan. I wouldn't say he's better than Joseph. I wouldn't put him A tier, because A tier is like you gotta be more than just an edgelord. Like if you look at JoJo from part 4 and 5 and 6, then you could put him here and here. But I'm taking him just from his part, which is part 3. And to be honest, he doesn't really do much besides, yeah, just being that cool guy who just punches people up. I'll put him B tier. He's definitely not C. He's not D. He's B for sure. Alright, next we got Josuke 4. The GOAT, the GOAT, the GOAT, the GOAT, the GOAT. If you're the son of Joseph, you're obviously going to be the GOAT, man. He's a GOAT just like him. He's also really good for his part. And the only thing I hate about Josuke 4 is that we don't get enough of him. I mean, even in his part, he doesn't get the final kill. You know, he may have been the MVP, he may have done the most damage to Kira, but he doesn't get the final kill, which is annoying. He's also like, compared to all the other JoJos, I mean, they are the face of their part, but like, with part 4, I mean, Araki's favoritizing Koichi, even JoJo gets his hype moments, Rohan. I mean, it just doesn't feel like it's Josuke's part, even though he's amazing. I mean, he's my top 3 JoJos. He's a great character, but I just wish we saw more of him, you know? Like, instead of getting JoJo returning in every part, or heck, even Koichi, who returns in part 5, it could have been Josuke. You know, Josuke meeting Giorno, but you know what? I put him A tier. He's very close to being S, but if I saw more of him, like we saw so much of all these other guys, then he would easily be S, but for now, he's A tier. Okay, next we got Giorno Giovanna. Now this one's going to be controversial, because I know part 5 has a lot of fans. In fact, it's rivaling part 3 with being the most popular part over here. But honestly, for me, Giorno, he's not it, man. He's like Jonathan in a way, where it's like there's not much to him. Yeah, he's got his dream of, well, I mean, what even is his dream? Wanted to get the drugs away from the streets, stop drugs from getting to kids. But I mean, he's just boring. You know, when you watch part 5, Bruno feels like the main character in it. It doesn't even feel like it's Giorno. I mean, Giorno gets some cool power up. You know, his fights are cool. When he does do something cool, he's fucking tough. But as a character, as a protagonist, almost everyone here is better than him. I'm gonna have to put him C tier. He is better than Jonathan. I'll say that for sure. He's better than Jonathan. He does have more stuff going to him, but yeah. Alright, next, we got the most overhated JoJo probably on this list, and that's JoJolion. Part 6 hate is crazy. If you're watching my channel, if you watched the past 2 videos, you already know how much I talk about part 6. Part 6 ain't my favorite part, but it's one of my favorite parts. And JoJolion ain't my favorite JoJo, but she's one of my favorite JoJos. Heck, she's better than so many characters here. People hate on this part so much. I don't get it. I don't want to call people misogynistic, but fuck, man, they see a part full of girls and they don't care. They just want to skip over it. JoJolion's amazing. I mean, her fights are tough. She grows as a character. I mean, in a street fight, she probably whacks so many of these guys besides the brutes. You know, she whoops Josuke and Jono in a street fight, that's for sure. Where would I put her, though? She's above Jono and Jonathan, obviously. I'm putting her above Jotaro from part 3. But yeah, below Josuke. She's borderline A. She's high B, borderline A. She's ranging from there. I'll see. Once I finish putting everyone up there, I'm gonna start rearranging some shit. But let's go. Alright, next we got one of the greatest JoJos. I mean, I feel like I said that about almost everyone, but fuck, bro, Johnny Joestar. I mean, the protagonist of Steel Ball Run, easily, you know, the best acclaimed part, the one everyone's hyping over, the one that the new anime is coming out. So many people can be watching just part 7 who haven't watched the previous parts. And Johnny does an amazing job, bro, as a protagonist. You know, you're so entertained watching him grow, watching him be a dickhead, but then, spoiler warning, watching him stand at the end. Oh yeah, I should say that. The next week are going to be complete spoiler warnings. So, yeah, maybe click off now if you haven't watched it. But yeah, Johnny Joestar, Task, he has amazing stands. His friendship with Gyro, his rivalry with Diego, his fight against Funny Valentine. I mean, everything's great. Everything about part 7 in general, not just Johnny, is great. I feel it's wrong if I don't put him at S. You know? Yeah, he has to be. He has to be there. He's great. He's an amazing JoJo. Okay, now we got my personal favorite JoJo, Gappy, Josuke 8, whatever you want to call him. Straight to S tier. If you know me, you know part 8's my favorite. If you see me, you see my profile picture, you see Gappy there. You already know how much I love this man. He's the GOAT, bro. He's the GOAT of this shit. He's so entertaining. You know, the first 20 chapters of JoJolion, when you're trying to find out who he is, it's great. You know, you're really looking forward to seeing him discover who he is, how we find out who he is. He's the most unnatural one out of everyone here. He's the most bizarre one out of everyone here. Like, he really suits the title. His part suits the title. He's a great JoJo. He's not bland. He's not boring. Even though some may say he will, he fits his part perfectly. He does his job. He's got a cool stand. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep him there. Right, next we got JoJo. Now this one, I can't rank him because I haven't read JoJo Land, so you know what? I said I'll fill out everyone in the tier list. I put no one at D, so I rename in D. I put in D as haven't seen. And Jody has to go there. I haven't read part 9. I heard a lot of people say he's pretty cool. You know, he's a teenager. Apparently he's the most realistic guy out of everyone here. He's more likely to exist in real life with the way he wants to make money. But I haven't read part 9. In fact, that's about to be a series on my channel. I think every 10 chapters. How many chapters are out right now for part 9? I think it's around 24, maybe 25. I think I'm gonna read chapters 1 to 10, make a review video. Then read chapters 11 to 25, make a review video. And then every month I'll be reviewing part 9. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna have to put JoJo for now. And well, let's move on to the villains. Alright, now we're back with the villains. So yeah, let's get straight to it. Dio from part 1. Phantom Blood Dio. Where am I putting him? Think what Dio from part 1 is. He's probably not as iconic from Dio from part 3. But there's more to him than Dio from part 3, you know. He has more reasoning. He was poor, he grew up poor, he got rich, he wanted that power, he wanted to be the top of the food chain. There's something we don't get from part 3 Dio. We don't really see him. So ooh, and he's also the one that started it off. He's also one of the most iconic characters in the show. I'm gonna have to put him B tier for now. Part 1 Dio, Phantom Blood Dio. Alright, next we got Cars. Now Cars, he's in the middle for me. A lot of people love him, like they ridiculously love him, and then a lot of people hate him, saying as a villain he's not that good. Wami was better, AC/DC was better. I do agree. Who was the first one to die? Not AC/DC, Wami. I do agree that Wami was better than him, for sure. Like, I think Wami was a better Pillarman and a better villain to Joseph. But I don't think Kaz was bad, to say, you know? Kaz was good. He was funny. He's entertaining, and that's what's important. Kaz was funny. He was ridiculous when he played Lisa like a guitar. It was great. It was great, but where am I gonna put him? He's not on the same level as some of these other guys down the line. I'll put him B. Oh, I feel like this whole list is gonna be B tier. Nah, you know what? Nah. Alright. Part 3 Dio. Now look, I know this is an image of Dio from part 6, but this is during his time in part 3. So I'm gonna rank him as part 3 Dio. The Dio we barely even fucking see till the end. Unfortunately, C tier. Right, listen. If this list was based on how iconic they were, Dio's holding it at S without a doubt. No one's denying that. But if I'm rating them on how much I like them as a villain, their character, how entertaining they are, besides having the coolest stand, well, one of the coolest stands, there's not much to him, you know. You want to see him get beat. You want to see him get his ass whooped. He's down there. There's nothing really interesting to him in part 3. At least in part 1, you get that whole story of him being poor and broke and then growing up with the Joestar family. But here, there's just nothing to him. He hides in the shadows. We see him the last 10 episodes. He fights. He gets destroyed. That's it. There's not much to him. Well, unfortunately, Dio's gonna have to hold the C. Next up, we got Yoshikage Kira. Oh my god, this is a level up from part 3 Dio. This straight S tier. The most fascinating, the most interesting villain in this entire thing. Kira is peak. Anyone who disagrees is lying. People call him weird, you know, he has this weird hand fetish, but that's what makes him interesting. That's what separates him from Dio. He actually has something to him. He wants to live a quiet life. You know, him being in the shadows actually makes sense because that's what he wants to do. Dio wants to take over the world and he's just hiding like a little coward. Kira is the GOAT. Kira is so entertaining, man. He's such a great villain for part 4, especially in that setting. He suits it perfectly. His whole rivalry with Jotaro and Josuke, with all the characters, even when he takes the other guy's identity and then lives with his family, it's so great. You get to see so much of him. For someone who lives a quiet life, you actually get to see so much of him, but you barely get to see anything of Dio in part 3. We don't know what he's getting up to. We don't know his plan. We don't know his plan till 3 parts later. That's the problem with him. Because of that, Kira is holding the S tier. He is right now at the top of the food chain, which Dio wanted to be. Alright, next we got Diavolo and Doppio. Now I hate this. I hate that they put them together. Because my reasoning would be very different. If this was Diavolo, he's going D tier. If this was Doppio, he's going B tier. I feel like Diavolo as a villain sucks. It's kind of the same thing as part 3 Dio. We don't know shit about him till the end. We see him at the end. We see him get destroyed by GER. That's it. You know, we get a little bit of his backstory. That's it. At least with Doppio, we get more of a character, more of a duality to him. Doppio would hold B. The reason why I put Diavolo even more below part 3 Dio is because at least we get to see Dio in part 1. And we also get to see him in part 6. Which puts his whole character kind of together. Which reasons him out at C tier. If this was just Diavolo, he would go here. But because he has Doppio and I said I'll put Doppio at B, I'm going to have to average it out. Put these two at C. Right, next, we got Father Pucci. The best priest in anime history. Oh my, Dio's boyfriend, the guy with 3 stands, made in heaven. I mean, all 3 of his stands are iconic. I mean, this motherfucker went 3 for 3. White Snake, Sea Moon, made in heaven. He's entertaining as fuck. He's interesting as fuck. He's definitely more interesting than Cars in part 1 Dio. He's holding that A tier. I wouldn't put him S tier. I don't think he's Kira level. I don't think he's on the level of some of these other guys. But he is A tier. He's great. A lot of people love him. I see this with a lot of these characters. Some people really love Pucci. Others say he's not that good of a villain. I'm saying he is great as a villain. He's not the best, but he's great. He's definitely up there. He's holding that A position for sure. Yeah. Stay in A. Alright, next. Oh boy, this is the one. This is the one everyone's waiting for. Funny Valentine. Now listen, it's been about 5 years since I've read part 7. I read part 7 once, and then that was it. I loved it so much. The problem with me is when I have to reread something, I have to wait multiple years because my brain actually can't do it. Right now, I've pre-ordered all the volumes of Silver Run which are available. About to watch the anime, but from what I can remember, he's a goat, bro. He's a goat. He's a king of shit. D4C, his stand's amazing. His character's amazing. He's a president, you know. So that's already more interesting than most of these guys up here. He's great. He's great as a character. You know, so some may even argue he's not a villain. A lot of people argue he's not a villain. Some people say he's in the right. So honestly, I'm gonna have to put him above Kira. And part 4 is my beloved part. I love it so much. I love Kira so much, but he goes ahead of Kira. He is the most interesting character here. He's the coolest character here. He has a great stand as well to back it up. Some may say he's not even a villain. That's what makes him even better as a villain. And yeah. Boom. Now, the best Brando. Now, I know a lot of people probably raging at me for putting the 2 Dios not that high enough, but the 3rd Dio is the best Dio. He's going straight up to S tier with these guys. Diego Brando. He's honestly... Ooh, actually, I don't know. I was going to say I'll put him above Kira, but nah. These 3 definitely hold S tier. Funny Valentine's at the top. I'll put Kira 2nd, him 3rd, yeah. Yeah, no, that's it. Diego. Diego's the GOAT. Diego's the GOAT. I love him so much. He's the best Brando. He's Dio done right. He is Dio done perfect. This is what Dio should have been. You know, Dio here doesn't really have much of a character to him. Here he kind of does. It's not fleshed out. This is Dio. This is the real deal, man. Diego Brando, the best Brando. Araki cooked with this one. 3rd time the charm. He got it right. Perfected him. That's Dio. That's the GOAT. Next up, Jobin. Jobin, part 8, my favourite part, JoJolion. A lot of people haven't read it, they overlook it, they only read part 7 and then that's it. If you haven't read part 8, read it now. It's my favourite part. It's so interesting. Jobin, A tier. If he was the final villain, instead of the next fucker we're going to talk about, he would be up here with the rest of these guys. But technically, as he's a side villain kinda, Jobin, A tier. Man, he's great. Jobin is so good. He should have been the final villain. Everyone expected him to be the final villain. Everyone wanted him to be the final villain. Unfortunately, we didn't get that. Oh, I'm still thinking about how the final arc turned out. If only Jobin was there. If only Jobin was the main villain there, he would definitely be up here. But from what we've seen of him, from everything we've seen of him, from how entertaining I find him, from how interesting I find him, how badass he is, he's A tier, sharing it with Poochie. Next up, we got Toru. Now, this is the one guy that ruins part 8 from being the perfect part for me. The final villain sucked. Now, I know there's a lot of Toru defenders here. Listen, I'm gonna just put it simply as this. When the stand is more iconic than the user, you know you messed up. Alright? Wonder of You was more iconic than Toru. Toru has to go here. Unfortunately, Toru has to hold this. It's a shame, because I feel like if Araki really introduced Toru earlier, even if it was just one chapter, even if it was just one page of him saying hi to Yasuo or something, that would have made him so much better as a character. But when you're reading the final arc, and it's like, oh, who could a stand user be? I don't know, maybe it's the new character you introduce with him. It's just annoying. But at the same time, that gives me hope for the anime, because now the anime has the chance to introduce Toru earlier, even if it's just him walking down the street. Like, you know how we saw Kira walk down the street in the Part 4 anime, even though in the manga we didn't see him till much later on. It's basically the same thing. They might just show us shots of Toru just walking. That's it. That's all we need. That's all we need. We just need a little bit of world building from the anime to introduce Toru properly. Unfortunately, the manga missed on that. Wonder of You is a crazy stand, iconic stand, but Toru, you on it. In fact, I have a friend. He watches the JoJo anime. He loves it. He doesn't read the manga. If I showed him Wonder of You, he knows who that is. If I show him Toru, he would have no idea who the fuck that is. And for that reason, Toru, you're holding the D spot. Pause. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. I'm gonna produce more videos soon, I promise. I know you guys love that JoJo Twitter video I made, the first one. Like I said with that, I have to wait maybe a week or two because you need new posts there. You know, that's how it works. If I was to look at the JoJo Twitter now, it would be the exact same post. I'm gonna have to wait for more posts to come out. But yeah. Make sure you join the Discord, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. See you on the next one. Peace out.